friends! Today is day 5 of our stitch along for Poinsettia embroidery patterns, which I created exclusively for my stitching club on Patreon and Substack. And today I'm going to be stitching this leaf. Look at this gorgeous long and short shading and sparkling threads I used for this leaf, and yeah, we are going to be stitching it today. If you missed the previous videos, you can watch those videos on your free time. And if you want to join the stitch along, there are links in the video description below. So definitely check it out and maybe stitch it with us. So for today live stream, we will need the following colors. I will start with this color. This is the lightest shade, and then I will switch to this one. And the last color is going to be this one. Those three shades will create a really smooth transition from light to dark. You can even not notice the difference between those two colors, but this is actually the lighter and this is the darker slightly, but this color is very important to create the smooth transition that we want to get. If you want, you can use only two colors if you use a smaller hoop size, and it will not allow it doesn't have place for more colors. You don't feel comfortable, so you can start with this color if you stitch in like a 7 or 6-inch hoop. And I'm gonna be using 3 strands of floss, but you can switch to 2 strands if it's too much for you, because the size is smaller, so you may want to use less strands of floss. But first, I prefer to start with the outline of the leaf veins, and I'm gonna use this color, this DMC Diamond Grande, or just Diamond, and this is the number D3852. Previously I was using those Kreinik metallics, but it's not many threads left and they are much thicker, so I decided to switch to replace it and find something similar. I didn't find the original Kreinik color in my local shops, but I found those, and this is like the same exact color that I need. It will match perfectly, and those threads are much softer and much more comfortable to use, so I will use 2 strands because it's twice thinner, but if I use 2 strands it will be the same thickness like I was using 1 strand of this Kreinik color. So yeah, I will start with these metallics. Hi Erin, how is your poinsettia flower project? I was stitching those big petals for like entire like 5 days straight, because 1 or 2 petals a day, it's a lot of work. So I understand, that's why I didn't make the next live stream so fast, like the next day, like I usually do. So I gave you guys some time so you can catch up too. Those leaves are also pretty big, and yeah, it can be like 1 leaf a day, so it's like about 2 hours to stitch probably. We will see. The big petal took me like about 2 hours, each of those petals, so I'm almost done. I need to finish this one, and it's the last big petal that I have here. And I also stitched the center of the flower. I was using those beads like I was originally planned. This is Mill Hill glass beads and this is a number, and they are perfectly like the size of these beads are perfectly matching this space that I left here. As you can see, first I filled this space. Let me show you. Like, see the space between the petals here and here and here. I made make sure that I'm filling those spaces with a darker shade, like this one. I was filling with this color, and also I was using this one, and I went deeper inside this shape, so when I'm stitching with beads, nothing is visible on the sides. I can see that slightly, I can see a little bit of the fabric, so I will use one strand of floss and I will add some stitches where I see the gaps, but basically that's what I did. And then I was stitching the beads using the red color, um, and two strands of floss, so it sits strongly. Sometimes you can even go through the same bead 2 times, so it will sit very strongly and it will not move. Erin says it's good, but it's okay. It took a while to get the hang of it. I still have one more petal to finish, but it looks really good. I'm so happy for you. Okay, so I'm placing this project the way I see my leaf, and the point of this leaf like goes here from me, and it's like laying like this, so this is the best position. So first, as I said, I will start with metallic threads, and I already threaded my needle, and I will use DMC diamond. This is the number, and I'm gonna be stitching the leaf veins using the stem stitch. I start from the loop, and my loop is on the back side, so that's why I don't need to make any knots. You can also do a whipped back stitch, it will also look nice. Sometimes it looks even better than just stem stitch. Those metallic threads are much easier to work with. They are really soft, not like the regular metallics I've been working with previously. So I like this diamond series from DMC, and I want to have all the colors they have. So here I see I have just a short line, so I will stop with this longer line, and I will go back and I will make a few stitches for this. So this way I will not just I will not lose all the lines that I will need, because if I would stitch the all the background with long and short stitch, those lines would disappear and I wouldn't like remember where should I go to create those main veins, like leaf veins. And when I work with metallics, I I don't like take very long thread, and I usually fold my thread here close to the eye of the needle, and I leave a really short tail, so my thread, the needle of the which I'm working with, it doesn't break my thread. um, I try to keep all the threads in the eye of the needle on the same place, so it's not moving. So the thread stays in its original shape, because when it's moving in the eye of the needle, it can break the thread and it will become fluffy and it will not look like it was originally was. I really like this combination of gold threads, this yellowish gold and green. It looks gorgeous. And it's usually when you do the stem stitch and it's a curved line, I try to keep my loop outside of the line of the curve to achieve the best and the smoothest lines. There is a method how you can fill the entire background using different colors, and you can use only stem stitch if you like. It will also create the effect of the long and short stitch. If you want to see this method, you can watch my video from the Autumn Pumpkins project. I was filling the entire pumpkin with only stem stitch. But this time I will do with long and short shading because I like it more, because it's gonna be easier to create this color transition with this method. This is the right method for this leaf. Hi, Christina. The gold looks so beautiful on the green, yes. If you don't have any problems with stitching the leaf veins after you did the long and short, so that's not a problem at all. You can do long and short first and then stem stitch, so it's not a big deal if it's not a big deal for you. See, you can, it's not really comfortable to stitch with metallic threads, but I like the effect, so it worth it. How is your project going, Christina? I can't wait to see more progress on it. I really love your colors. I would probably also stitch the poinsettia with only pink and purple colors. Maybe next time. Running out of those gold threads. See what's going on with the metallic threads? In the place where it was folded by the needle, so it breaks the thread and it looks like this. So you don't want it to happen when with your working thread, right? So that's why I try to keep it with my fingers all the time like this. So I keep my needle with this finger, and with these two fingers I keep the thread all the time so it doesn't move. The project is going slow. It's fine. Maybe you just need to find a nice TV show. Hi, Wiki. Okay, a little bit more thread. I like using those bobbins. You know, it's not a bobbin. It's uh, how do you call it? Yeah, probably bobbin. No, it's very comfortable for threads. Okay, so here I will start from here and I will move down and then I will jump to this line and I will finish here. See, I don't go until the edge of the leaf because I like to create like it's inside of the leaf, but you can go to the edge of the leaf if you want. Yeah, it's spools. I like when threads are in spools, so the thread is not actually like fold in the place compare like in many places like comparing if I store the threads in the regular bobbins, you know, especially for metallic threads, it's the best way to store them. And I always use like empty bobbins, like empty spools for the leftovers, for the metallics from the other brands. And when I just arrived to Canada, I just discovered that Encore threads was selling here in the format of the spools, and DMC bought the Encore, and it's the Encore threads. They disappeared from the shops, but it's a nice way to display the threads, as you can maybe you saw my threads collection from Encore threads. I built a wall with a rainbow gradient, and I like to display my embroideries on this background. Wiki says that I haven't started mine yet. I have just a couple more Christmas gifts to finish. Then I'm stitching for more. Sinus affects my vision. What is sinus affects? Okay, so that's it. I will park this thread for later, but if you still have the thread and you see this little branch close to this leaf, you may just park it on the side because you will need it for this part. But this part we will be stitching on the next live stream, and it's going to be the last live stream. And I will probably, yeah, I will book it for Friday. This is going to be the best day for me. And this week I will be making illustrations with stitch instructions like for the pattern, so for the each element I made. So I will be working on the pattern, and once it's done I will share it on Patreon and Substack too. So this is the color I'm switching to. I will start with 3 strands of floss. I want it to be snowing again. All the snow disappeared. We had a few warm, really warm days here, and the snow melted, and it's not white and beautiful outside, but it's frosty again. But I'm hoping for the snow. Maybe soon we will have some. Okay, so that's 3 strands, and I'm starting on the top of the leaf. I'm started the first stitch, and it goes like exactly in the same place where I started the outline for the leaf veins. And I'm filling with like kind of satin stitch or something like that, or a leaf stitch. You can call it also a leaf stitch. But I put in my needle outside of this line, so this metallics, they will still stay on the top, and they will stay visible. They should stay like it's been done after I done with the filling, but yeah. So the sinusitis is like some kind of disease. Do you feel sick, Christina? That's so sad. I hope you will feel better soon. The weather is down lately. Feel like everyone is getting sick. Dangerous times. Yeah, our friends, they were sick for a long time. First the parents, then first the kids, then the parents got sick, and then kids again, they got sick. So it's like never ending sickness. And finally, recently, they all recovered and we were able to visit them. I heard that Canada Post will start working tomorrow. Such a surprise. I already prepared and I'm using another shipping provider for my packages. So the Christmas period is lost. But I'm glad I was able to have some orders from you guys, and I'm hoping that they will be delivered in time before Christmas. Maybe something will be delivered later, but I'm trying to contact everyone who ordered, and most of them said that it's not important. It's not like very Christmas present. They will just ordering something for themselves, so that's fine. So the tip of the leaf, I was feeling like completely with this color, and here I'm starting doing long and short stitch because I will be mixing with the next color in the middle of this area. So I start doing long and short stitch, and I follow the direction that I see between the uh, veins of the leaf. And as you can see, there is the area where it goes like it reduces towards the center and it expands towards the edges of the leaf. So you need to follow these shapes and change the stitch direction accordingly to the shape of the leaf. As you can see, I'm slightly turning my stitch direction, and those short stitches that I do, it helps me to make a turn. So this next stitch is going to be slightly different direction, and it covers this shorter stitch slightly. But if you have some gaps, especially if you have gaps here, it's not a problem. You will cover them with when you will be mixing this color with the next shade. It's important to not have any gaps on the edge of the leaf. So you need to feel everything close to the edge of the leaf. Later, that if there are some, still will be some gaps here, you can come back with the same color, maybe using 2 or 1 strand of floss, and you will be able to make a few additional stitches to cover those gaps. It's not a problem. Right now I'm using 3 strands of floss because I'm stitching on the big hoop. It's a 9-inch hoop, and if you're stitching in with the smaller hoop, like 8 or 7 or 6-inch hoop, so use probably 2 strands of floss. I don't use only 1 strand of floss because it would be like a lot of time to fill all this area. It would be a lot of work, so more stitches I would need to do to cover this area. So I'm using 3 strands, and then for the color blending I will switch to 2 strands of floss. If you started filling with this color using 2 strands of floss, so you are reducing the amount of threads when you will be mixing the colors. So accordingly, you will need to use only 1 strand of floss after this first row. Between those lines, you can also draw some additional lines using like white pencil or white gel pen if you have. I don't really need it, but you can draw like this, and maybe it will help you to follow the right stitch direction better. See? Also thinking to outline the leaf maybe with some metallics, like white metallics. I will try it and I will let you know later, maybe after this live stream, how it looks like. I will send you the picture on Discord. But if you are like satisfied with the sharpness of the lines on the edges of the leaf, um, so leave it as it is. I think it looks really nice right now. And if you will leave it as it is and you want to make your edges even better, I would suggest you to outline the edges first and then fill it with long and short shading. If you're not planning to outline it later, so the edges of your leaves, um, they will look even better with inner outline. And also make sure if you do long and short stitch for those petals and leaf, make sure that your fabric is drum tight all the time, because you're doing like a lot of stitches in the same direction, which has a high potential of shrinking the fabric, and you don't want it. So I all the time fix my fabric and make it really tight. As you may notice, I also added one more layer of the linen fabric, and it makes it look more like background, like the fabric. It makes it look not really transparent like it was before. It was slightly transparent. I could see through the weaving of the fabric. So I added one more layer. So here I will need to just fill it with satin stitch. I will probably stitch with you only one half of the leaf, so it's going to be much faster, right? So I will not keep you for a long time, for 2 hours or so. It's gonna take maybe about 1 hour. Because the second half of the leaf, it's gonna be done the same way. I'll work this thread later. And as you can see, there is, when you're really close to the previous petals, you need to go like under those stitches, like under the angle like this, like 45 degrees or like 35 degrees. So you can like putting your stitches like under this outline of this petal, so there is no teeny gap between the petal and the leaf. And I'm switching to the next color, which is slightly darker. Maybe on the camera you cannot see that it's darker, but it's actually darker, and I will use 2 strands of floss. For the poinsettia petals, I didn't use like the really close colors from the same color family and which are really close, and that's why they look so contrast like, and I really like this effect actually. But when you use about three strands of three colors from the same color family and they like really close to each other, it will create the best the smoothest color transition. The way you can't even say where the previous color starts ended and the next color starts. So like I did for the poinsettia flower, I do it the same way. I come up like inside of the previous color. I even go close to the edge, as you can see, like it's not even in the middle of the color, it's closer to this edge. So I can extend this color inside. And then I come up a little bit in the center and then I go inside. Here you need to follow the same stitch direction. So you can lay down your thread like this to make sure if it's the right stitch direction, and only then put your needle down. Now I see that I have a gap between the threads and I come up a little bit lower and I add more stitches here. Okay, I will leave some space for the darkest color, so I will put a few stitches here from the darkest skein and I switch to this section. So right now, like entire last week when I was stitching the petals, I was completely, I was stuck uh, in my TV for many hours, like for 2 a.m., I guess, and I'm watching the TV show called Gilmore Girls, and it's so interesting that it keeps me watching and watching, and I'm also stitching, so and I'm watching right now the season 7. It's when Luke and the main character, I forgot the name, they are together again because previously they broke up because of her parents. They didn't think that he was good enough for her. And the Rory, she left her university. So it's interesting. So how many more seasons is there? Because my husband, he actually doesn't like that I watch TV for such a long time. He worried that I don't get enough sleep because of the TV show. Yeah, Gilmore Girls is fun to watch. I wonder how many seasons they have, and what I will do if I will finish watching Gilmore Girls. I will need to find some similar TV show to replace it. And there is one character, I forgot the name. He's like always changing his job, and in each series he is working on some different job. Oh, you are on the last season. Oh no, what I'm gonna do? Can you suggest me some other TV show to watch if I will finish watching the Gilmore Girls? Something like that, something similar, maybe. What would you recommend? So it looks like it's going to be happy end, or it's gonna finish uh, when everyone is not happy. What's gonna happen? So will the Luke and Lorelai get married? Parenthood was good, and it has the main character from Gilmore Girls. Okay. We can tell you it would ruin the surprise. Okay. I don't mind any spoilers. I'm not the kind of person that doesn't like spoilers. I'm not getting mad at you, so everything is fine at this point. Okay, so a few stitches here because I see that there is a little bit of the leaf showing up from this side, and now I will park my thread for later, and I will start mixing the last color. And the last color is going to be this one. It's going to be the darkest one, and I will use 2 strands of floss. But if you are stitching on the small hoop, you can use 1 strand. Rarely I watch TV. It has to be a good movie to catch my attention. Yeah, I'm watching this on Netflix. I don't have a TV, so I don't watch the news. If I was watching news, so I would know that Canada Post is on strike. So I wouldn't create a few labels on the day when they are already striking. We started watching news because of that strike only. So here I have a few stitches to make for the darkest color, and I'm going down and I'm mixing it. The previous color I'm mixing with this one. So I also like go like inside, like in the middle of the previous color. I saw that some students, they are afraid to go like inside. They go like they come up here like almost on the edge, but it's actually better to go further. It's actually better to make a few stitches deep inside in the previous color, and only then you like come up here and extend it further. Now you need to fill all the gaps that you may have inside of this area, because this is the last color we are working with for this sleeve. And as you can see that I'm changing the stitch direction when I go inside of the leaf. This area is slightly curved, so with each stitch you need to turn slightly, so it will change the direction. So if it was like this when you just started, so the next stitch you need to turn slightly and do this way, and then the third stitch it should go this way. So slightly turn, um, try to turn not really like too much. If it was like this, so don't turn like this. You need to, if it was like this, you can turn slightly, like about 10 or 15. See, my previous stitch was like this, and now I turn it slightly to go this way. this you need to practice this. Maybe try to do it in some piece of fabric that you don't need, but it's a nice skill to get, especially if you are going to be stitching in the future the fur of the um, animals or birds. I wonder how to make like both sides look the same. I saw like the patchwork from other artists, and I probably need to take some video course from her or maybe some other artists that do in this technique. And I wonder how to make like the back side of the leaf to look the same like it's on the front. I really wonder how they make it, because next year I want to learn how to do that and teach you guys how to make like volumetric 3D flowers with patchwork technique. We can make like some brooches, some hair clips, something that you can wear, and like some flower with this technique. If you know some free videos on YouTube with this technique, please comment below under this video, so I will watch it later. But I already have a book from the artist. I don't remember the name, but stamp work embroidery, thread painting. Megan. I don't see it from here. But yeah, I will definitely try one of the projects from this book on my free time, and I can't wait to learn this technique. So one more tiny stitch here and it's done. So this is how I did the leaf. So you can go ahead and do all the same for the another half of the leaf. I did it exactly the same way. Like I started with light threads on the edge and I move it to the center, and I'm changing the thread color to medium color and to darkest one. And yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and thank you for chatting with me. I'll see you on the next live stream, and it's going to be the last live stream for this project on Friday. I will go ahead and plan this, schedule this live stream, so you will see which day and time exactly in your time zone it's gonna happen, so you can plan to visit this live stream and chat with me again. So yeah, I'll see you next time. Thank you, guys. Bye.